I'm interrupting the regular Kratom Science podcast, usually scheduled for today, for this special announcement. There is a public comment period open where you can submit your comment into the Federal Register until August 9th. Submit your Kratom story and tell it in a polite way. These comments will be considered by the Department of Health and Human Services to present to the World Health Organization. There's a link to this in the description where you can comment. Once you hit that link, there's a green button that says submit a formal comment. When you fill out that form, politely tell your Kratom story under the comments section. Then under the section what is this comment about, select International Government I0037. Select individual if you're commenting as an individual. Go ahead and give your information. There's an option to get an email with a tracking number so you can make sure it's entered into the Federal Register. This is taking some time, probably because they're not used to the volume of comments. They seem to be logging 77 per day. That seems to be their capacity. I submitted mine on Monday, July 26th, and today it's the 29th, and it still hasn't been logged, but I have that tracking number. Now, that's the important stuff. If you click and comment, it'll be very helpful to how Kratom is received on an international stage, and it could help prevent countries from banning Kratom eventually, although that's not going to happen immediately or even this year. There may be another comment period along these same lines later in the year, but I'm gonna explain it to you like you're adults because I feel like I don't disrespect my audience. I don't go into hysterics to tell you to do something political. And I respect you as adults with logical thinking, rational thinking, and the ability to accept how government agencies work and what they can and can't do. The first thing I'm going to say is these comments go into the Federal Register. The Federal Register is part of the National Archives and Records Administration. That is an independent government agency. It's funded by the government, but it's independent. It's not controlled by Health and Human Services, and it's not controlled by the Food and Drug Administration. So the World Health Organization sent a notice to our Department of Health and Human Services requesting information, comments, etc. on 7 substances that they are going to consider for recommending scheduling and other recommendations, or not recommending scheduling to their member nations. So I don't think they have any control over individual countries' laws. However, the countries might go along with WHO's recommendation against Kratom being legal, which would not be good at all. And so that's why we should comment, and it's a good thing to comment. But here's what happened: the WHO sent a notice to our Department of Health and Human Services. The Food and Drug Administration, when they receive these notices, are required to solicit public comments. They're required to make this announcement that there's a public comment period open on any of these substances. And that's why you should share your Kratom story. However, the FDA does not receive the comments. It goes into the Federal Register. If you get that tracking number, you can make sure that it's eventually entered. It's a slow process. Mine has taken several days so far, and it hasn't been entered yet. Now, HHS can consider these comments in its response to WHO, but they don't have to. They might not even consider the comments. That's where they have the control. But these are public comments. They'll go into the public record, and anybody can go and look them up. Anybody can email the WHO or send them a link on Twitter or social media. So the WHO will get them, and we can all make sure of it. I'll do it myself after the comment period is open. I will send an email to the and you can do it too. I'll send an email to the WHO with a link to all the public comments to say, hey, look, Kratom's actually helping people. These are public comments. Public. They'll be in public when you make the comment. So nobody, no, if anybody tries to delete them, it'll be the Federal Register. I mean, maybe there's political influence in the Federal Register. So they're the ones we have to focus on with this. The FDA doesn't receive the comments. Okay, so then the World Health Organization will consider whether to recommend a ban. It's kind of like how HHS recommends and FDA recommended a kratom ban for our country to the DEA. The DEA has to enact the law. Currently, the HHS stance is that they will not recommend a ban. And there's also another law in the books, another bill, a House Appropriations Committee bill, H.R. 4502, which has a report attached to it that directs the HHS to continue this policy. The House Appropriations Committee decides who gets what money, which departments get how much money. So they're a very powerful committee, and luckily we have an advocate who's Representative Mark Pocan from Wisconsin, who's on that committee. And so there's language in that bill, H.R. 4502, in a report attached to the bill, I should say, that directs HHS to continue its policy not to recommend a kratom ban. So you see how this is important on a world stage. These recommendations are important because most people don't know about kratom, including government officials of all these member nations of the WHO. You know, they're not going to sit and do all the science before they recommend a ban. I mean, it's for some, it's politically important to do what the WHO says. I seriously don't think our country will follow that directive, or neither will Indonesia. But this is really important. It's important that you comment. And I like the fact that in and of itself, commenting to the Federal Register and telling them your kratom story makes it a matter of public record. It can't be deleted. If it is deleted, whoever did that was breaking the law. So I think it's important to just get your comment right directly into the public record. I mean, it's just like the coolest thing that I think you can do as an American. And just respect yourself and respect the person who's going to read the comment. And you don't, just don't swear and don't be overly angry, and just share your story of how kratom helped you. And I think it's just a really important opportunity that shouldn't be obfuscated or squandered by political motivations. It's basically standing up and saying, I'm an American. This is my public record. I'm part of this country, and this is my kratom story. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and take care.